We were asked to show that the following can be written in the form ax plus b over x squared minus 4, where a and b are integers. I'm going to start by subtracting my two fractions. In order to subtract fractions, they must have a common denominator. As they're not the same, one method we can apply is the butterfly method. Hence, we're going to multiply the top left by the bottom right. If you've got two terms, always place that inside single brackets. So in this case, I'm going to have 3x multiplied by in single brackets x minus 2. Now minus, keep the sign the same. I'm going to multiply my opposite diagonal. As we've got two terms, we always place that inside single brackets. In this case, I'm going to have 2x plus 1 in brackets, multiplied by an x plus 2 in brackets. And it's all over. I'm now going to multiply my two denominators, my bottoms. As we've got two terms times two terms, I'm going to have double brackets. So x plus 2 in brackets multiplied by x minus 2. And don't forget, I've still got a negative 1 on the end. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Expanding my brackets, well on the top, here I start with a single bracket. Whatever's directly outside a single bracket, I multiply by each term directly inside. So 3x times x will give us 3x squared. And 3x times negative 2 will give us negative 6x. Leaving the minus outside for now, I'm now going to expand my double brackets. 2x multiplied by x will give us 2x squared. 2x multiplied by positive 2 will give us plus 4x. 1 times x will give us plus x. And positive 1 times positive 2 will give us plus 2. And on the bottom, I've got double brackets. So once again, expanding my brackets, x times x will give us x squared. X times negative 2 will give us negative 2x. Positive 2 times x will give us plus 2x. And positive 2 times negative 2, 2 times negative 2 gives us negative 4. And don't forget, I've still got this negative 1, still on the end. On the top, I've still got 3x squared minus 6x. Leave the minus outside for now. Collecting like terms on the inside. I've got 2x squared and no other term ending in x squared. I've got plus 4x plus single x. They're like terms, they both end in single x. If there's no number in front of a letter, the number is 1. So 4x at x simplifies to give us plus 5x. And I've still got plus 2. And it's still all over, divided by, on the bottom, collecting like terms. Here I've got x squared, no other term ending in x squared, so write that down. Negative 2x add 2x. They're like terms, they both end in single x. Well, plus 2x take away 2x, they'll cancel. And I'm just left with negative 4. And I've still got negative 1 on the end still. I'm now going to bring in the minus on the top. That minus will multiply each term inside my brackets. So I've still got my 3x squared. And I've still got my negative 6x. So minus times 2x squared will give us negative 2x squared. Negative times 5x will give us negative 5x. And negative times positive 2 will make it negative 2. And on the bottom, I've still got x squared minus 4. And I've still got this negative 1. Collecting like terms on the top, I have 3x squared. Subtract 2x squared. They're like terms, they both end in x squared. Well, 3 lots of x squared take away 2 lots of x squared will leave us with simply x squared. Collecting my single letters of x. In this case, I've got negative 6x. Subtract 5x. They're like terms, they both end in single x. Well, negative 6 taken out of 5 will simplify to give us negative 11x. And I've still got the negative 2 on the top. And on the bottom, I've still got x squared minus 4. And I've still got the negative 1. As we were asked to show that it can be written as a single fraction, I know negative 1 is the same as negative 1 over 1. Once again, in order to add or subtract fractions, we must have a common denominator. If not, we can apply the butterfly method. So once again, I could do top left times bottom right. So I'm going to have x squared minus 11x minus 2 times by 1. I'm going to multiply my opposite diagonal. In this case, I'm going to have negative 1, so minus 1 lot of my opposite diagonal. As I've got two terms, always place it inside single brackets. So minus 1 lot of x squared minus 4. And on the bottom, we're going to multiply our two denominators. In this case, I'm going to have x squared minus 4 times by 1. Well, times by 1 is just going to leave us with x squared minus 4 on the bottom. Leaving my x squared minus 11x minus 2 alone. Expanding my single bracket, whatever's directly outside, I multiply by each term directly inside. Well, negative 1 times x squared will give us negative x squared. And negative 1 times negative 4. Negative times negative gives us a positive outcome, so plus 4. And it's still all over. On the bottom, I've got x squared minus 4. Collecting like terms on the top, here I've got x squared, subtract x squared. They're like terms as they both end in x squared. Well, x squared, 1 lot of x squared, take away 1 lot of x squared will cancel. Collecting my single letters of x, here I've just got negative 11x. So I'm just going to write that down. Simplify my number terms. In this case, I've got plus 4, subtract 2. Well, 4 take away 2 will simplify to give us positive 2. And the bottom, I've still got x squared minus 4.